Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Dynamite edition of the Mike the Ref Twitch stream here. Special thanks to, once again, our sponsors for the show. Magic Spoon. You could either go exclamation point Magic Spoon or else click the link below or in the panel below. There's a link, the box there. You just click it, take you to the site. Save yourself $5 on cereal. And as well, TELUS, one of our major sponsors, I want to start getting into a little bit. Truth be known, guys, my email address got sort of lost in directory somehow. I've been missing out on a few of these deals that you guys were really going to like. So I just want to throw this up here right now. For anybody that has availability to reach internet access from TELUS, just pulling up the message. Oh, here it is. TELUS has partnered with NVIDIA to provide cloud gaming with a premium 24-month subscription to NVIDIA GeForce Now Priority. So you have access to over 1,000 of the hottest games and over 100 free-to-play games. And it's cloud gaming, so you don't need an expensive setup to play it. And if you click the link below, or else the phone number is on there as well, make sure you give the referral code 1099. A commission towards you signing up will go towards little old me and helping out the stream here. So, all right, now that I got the plugs out of the way, hope everybody likes the fact that I'm wearing a Raw shirt to AEW Dynamite tonight. Sort of like I saw a whole bunch of people wearing a bunch of AEW gear to Raw on Monday. I'll have to say, Raw on Monday was a very interesting time. Matches were great. Everybody saw them. Everybody who watches Raw saw them. They saw that they were good. Sorry, just a lot of alerts came up that I didn't think were coming up. So, my experience, let's just say, was rather interesting. I got bumped twice from my seat. My food, somebody knocked my elbow and knocked my food over, so I lost $30 for the food, because food's horrendously expensive at Rogers Place there. And then I got my cell phone stuck in one of the charging mounts at the station there, because my battery was almost dead. I wanted to charge it up, put it in the charger. All of a sudden, it locks me out. You can't have access. It was one of those nights. You know, just when you get one of those rotten, no good days for your birthday, it just, But you know what? It was a good show. That's what matters. Everybody enjoyed it. I appreciate all the sentiments that have been coming down for the last 3 days here. I truly do appreciate them. When I say I have one of the best communities around, I do mean it. I try to keep things as positive as possible with, I'm going to call out the BS as you would expect. But yeah, looking into Dynamite tonight, I want to give one shout out before the show, but we'll talk about Dynamite here real quick. There's 3 matches that are announced already. We got, for the Women's Championship, the interim title, Toni Storm is going to be defending against Serena Deeb. Now, I know that we mentioned during the AEW preview show, as well as what happened last week with our lovely Arthur Ashe Stadium Grand Slam show, that I honestly thought that Serena Deeb deserved a one-on-one shot, and she might be the next person to take that championship. This very well could be the night where they change that title. Depends how close Thunder Rosa is to coming back, right? Because I don't know if they want to do the Thunderstorm rematch again. But I think a Thunder Rosa Serena Deeb unification match would definitely sell a lot of tickets. With the fact that I think in that case you might want to sneak it onto Serena there. If you're having that many problems with Thunder Rosa, as was rumored That's the other thing we're learning this week. Rumors are all over the place, and rumors are usually BS. We're going to be bouncing around topics all night tonight, just like we are every other week here. Once again, thank you, everybody. The two other matches we're getting tonight, we're getting Chris Jericho defending the ROH Championship against Bandido, the former Ring of Honor champion who lost it in a unification match against Jonathan Gresham. Could we see the opportunity for Bandido to get his name made by winning it off Jericho tonight? I know a lot of people saying the story would make sense to have Garcia win it, but I honestly think that Garcia with that pure championship makes a hell of a lot of sense. And we don't need to unify the title if they're going to have their own separate brand coming soon here. So, do I expect a title change tonight? No. Could it happen? Maybe. Would I like to see it? Hell yeah. And then we got the world title eliminator tonight. Juice Robinson, who has, of course, he's mostly known for being in New Japan Pro Wrestling as part of FinJuice with David Finlay. Has spent some time in Impact Wrestling and did have a couple matches earlier on Dynamite, I think about a year ago, when Impact and AEW were still having their working relationship on more of a full-time basis. I think that's going to be it's a nice interim match to get in here because, well, we have right now we're setting up for Hangman coming up. I think it's in 2 weeks that we're getting Hangman and Moxley in a match. And I would have to guess that Full Gear in New Jersey is going to be where Maxwell's going to take the title off Moxley. It just makes total sense there. And a match like this to get a guy like Juice Robinson some work in here, and they've had some experience with each other in New Japan, I do believe. So I will leave that to Melball and Andre to discuss more than me in terms of the Backbreaker Network here. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, I just put the link in the chat for you guys. Make sure you check out our YouTube page. Looks like we're getting new streams up every Friday, as well as the simulcast for this live stream here. So this week, Mel and Andre are talking about the PWI 500 and basically polls and different artificial ranking systems and how useful they are. I think everything has its place, personally. I don't really care either way. I just want to see the matches work well. I do love the fact that the internet basically comes afire when it comes to anything that happens when it comes to these rankings here. Like, I'll be frankly honest. I think Moxley or Dax should have been number one in any kind of PWI 500. And what happened at the Royal Rumble last year with Roman and Kevin, that major botch at a major show, to me, would take Roman out of that spot. But you know what? You can obviously justify having somebody who has gone undefeated for over a year, over 2 years, as your number one person in wrestling. There's enough of a case to stand behind it. I'm not going to be chewing out against it. I just had a different choice for it. So, yeah, it's been, let me get some lights on here for you guys. I know a lot of people come here for the lights. Unfortunately, it's still light enough outside that you don't really tell a whole lot. Let's throw up the stream colors just for the heck of it here. But yeah, we got some great wrestling coming up here locally in the next couple weeks. Twitch.tv/LoveWrestlingCA is having their show on Friday night. From the Rec Room, Big Bad Boris, Warren Diesel Barris, and Thaddeus Archer there on the call for that. That's a lot of fun and a lot of great wrestling out of Alberta. And they're having their tag team tournament. The basically the semifinals for a Fatal 4-Way match to go on next month is what I was reading about it. And then you got Pride versus Michael Richard Blaze. Sorry, Jack Pride versus Michael Richard Blaze. I'm probably going to put a post out about it. I do have the original fight between these two on that YouTube page that I just put the link up for. So maybe I'll see if I can find a way to highlight it here tomorrow for you guys. And speaking of Michael Richard Blaze, I do want to, before we get going here, we got about 2 minutes till the show starts. I just want to let everybody know about just how good of a guy Michael Richard Blaze is. He's probably going to hate me for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So as you guys know, my birthday was Monday, right? During Raw. We had our little celebration on Sunday because everybody was going to Raw on Monday. So throughout the day, I'm getting my thank you messages and whatnot. I want to get the exact time just to be safe here, guys. So forgive me as I'm going through here, but it was, so right around quarter after 6 or quarter after 8 Eastern, whichever we want to call it. I get a happy birthday message from Michael Richard Blaze. I would have to say about 20 minutes later, he's the newest member of Miz Force on Raw. He was one of those guys that got beat up. So, you know how compact and how crazy those days are when it comes to being behind a movie production or anything like that. MRB took the time out of his way to send a happy birthday to me in the middle of that craziness. So for that, I will forever be thankful. He is just a great stand-up dude. I'm throwing that out there right now for everyone. And the pyro just went off on Dynamite, so we got perfect timing here, guys. So no JR for tonight, as of right now. So this is going to be interesting for the fact that we have with everything going on, we're probably going to have a big mix-up on the card here tonight. The other thing I was thinking of, they're in Philadelphia tonight. Now, this is the one time where AEW is beating WWE to the punch, getting there. So, because Extreme Rules next Saturday is going to be at the Prudential Center in Philadelphia. So, everybody out in purple. They must have heard Telus is sponsoring the stream tonight, so got to get that purple out, right? I will admit, I love the suits. I need to get me a Joker suit like that. It is getting to Halloween time. Oh, and Luigi Primo in the rings. The celebration for everybody. I don't know why I just did it. I guess when you say Luigi Primo, you got to get that little flair into it, right? The little panache. I'm actually amazed they brought him out for 2 weeks in a row. And of course, they're going to let Judas play all the way through. Like I said, outside of those 3 matches that we heard earlier, I don't know what else we're getting tonight. Tony Khan's basically giving a free pass to anybody who can't make it this week. JAS Pizza. I love 2.0. I really do. never gets old. There's only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. And the Eagles are one of them, so be careful here. In lieu of your Italian accent, do you think Dr. Mario is the third Mario brother? He's slower and heavier than regular Mario and too busy of a doctor to have time to go kart and play soccer, etc. If there's anything that movies, TVs, cartoons, comic books have taught me, is the multiverse. Dr. Mario is Mario, but from another universe. Oh, he's going to make a New York City pizza. Oh, wow. No pizza for you. Of course, the crowd's going to get their pizza chanted. Anna Jay. Of course, she'd be the one to get... The rookie, of course, is going to be the one that gets cut off on the mic, right? Daniel Garcia? At least it rhymes. The Ocho Chris Jericho, at least it rhymes. See, Jericho's just so cool at handling all this stuff. It's amazing. What shoes is he wearing? Like, seriously. Imagine walking in late and trying to figure out why the crowd is chanting, "We want pizza already." The Ring of Jericho. Okay, so he's putting over Bandido. Wow. I'm actually really amazed here that Jericho's putting over Bandido that much. Hey, Astrid, how are you doing tonight? Glad you're here. It's already been a fun time. They're begging for pizza and everything here on. Garcia looks like he's going to be sick to his stomach here. You're a wrestler. Watch it be a list of Garcia. A purple beanie. A little anxious, but working through. You know what? Just everything's going to be fine. Ian doesn't dare touch you. That's all I can say about. Oh. Okay. That I love you so much. Uh-oh. No, it's not a crossroads. It's going to get derailed here easily right away. Okay. This... If he calls himself a pro wrestler, this place is going to come unglued. Doesn't even get the chance to say it. That's pretty hilarious. So now you got Danielson and Regal coming out. So is Danielson's ready to fight. So is that what we're going to get for an opening contest here? Like we're 10 minutes in. We got our first, well, we're still here. Usually these promo segments go about 20 minutes. And somebody's throwing garbage in the ring already. You see the rapper there. Oh, this is the first time they've actually offered it. Hey, Zodiac, how you doing tonight? Wow. All right. You're bracing for Ian as well? I'm glad you can make it out. Hopefully we can distract you for a couple hours here with a little bit of wrestling action. Whoa. But I do it because I want to, and he hits Danielson. So you're in Northeast Florida? Okay. So I got 2 people from Florida watching the stream right now, so I'm really... Jedi Master Grogu, good to see you here tonight. Okay. That's something I didn't expect tonight. Danielson and Garcia's a team? But he's got a match with Bandido here tonight. Oh, so the daddies are going to take out Kitty Boy here. I'm just going to put a snooze on this so the ads wait till the commercial break. Looks like we're getting a tag match right off the... I told you Danielson was in gear for a reason. God, those eyes on Danny Magic there. So are we getting this as an opening match? And Ty's just sitting there eating her pizza. That is funny. And Regal's more than happy to put up with a fight here. Well, I'm glad Excalibur said the same thing I did here, so... Okay, so yeah, like I said in the pre-show here, we got 3 matches that we're looking at here. Juice Robinson and Moxley, Serena Deeb and Toni Storm, which just right there. And then, of course, Jericho already announced Bandido versus Jericho for the ROH title. And I guess we get her better get this prediction up here. All right, predictions are up, guys. I hope it lasts 5 minutes. If not, I can stop it early, so... Yeah, you gotta... I hope that they have that option for wrestling gear going forward for Danny Magic there. Daddy Magic. Yeah, I think we can all say that, Darth Vader. Anybody here, if anybody needs any assistance, messages are always open. I know I live like 5,000 kilometers away, but it seems like this internet thing gets out to people quite a bit, so... It's amazing what the internet can do sometimes. I know it's usually a cesspool of despair, gossip, and arguing with each other. But sometimes it actually can do some decent things. Yeah, there's so many good things I've heard about the States, about, well, so many different parts of the States. And like I said, it's amazing how wide this community is that is in here right now. Communities here, remember the game and DNA Gaming are such positive, amazing groups. Yeah, like, I know we picked up some decent ones, and sorry folks, I'm going to run some quick ads while the commercial's on, so this ad system's going to drive me nuts. It's been going pretty smooth so far, but yeah, like, the communities here have been really supportive. Like, I'll be honest, in a million years I didn't expect the Magic Spoon campaign to go off as well as it has so far, and I've already gotten 3, which it's probably 3 more than I expected, to be perfectly honest. I've tried doing some of these things before and it just hasn't worked out. And yeah, just seeing the numbers over the last week and just the whole attitude when people come in here, it's just usually really positive. Except for Andre C, who keeps trashing me every time I play games, like last night playing soccer, but I digress. Retro gamers are the best, mostly because it's like an all-again. I find retro gamers, and it works for any clique of video games, especially fighting games, because it's usually an us against the world mentality when it comes to a lot of this going on. Oh, yeah, I was talking about during the pre-show how my birthday and Raw went. It was, well, to say the least, it was a little bit interesting. If you haven't seen on social media, I posted a picture where my original seat was that I bought. I just buy a $20 seat. I want to sit up top and see, just experience it. I don't like to be in the middle of it. I like to experience it on the outside. That's why I'm a commentator, because I like to see what's going on and like to describe the words. But anyway, I got replaced by a tripod. Literally in my seat there was a tripod, which I just laughed, because I know how many people I've had to move around because I've used tripods for different shows and whatnot. So it's sort of apropos that it happened. So I went to guest services. They moved me to another seat. I get to that seat and somebody else is sitting there because they got bumped from their seat. So they got that one. So I had to go back. And then basically they moved me one section over from where the camera was, which was fine. I still enjoyed the seat. I had somebody elbow me and my food went flying, which it's going to happen. But the part that just summed up my night perfectly, I went to go charge my phone at the end of the night, and they have those like portable locking phone chargers. So I put mine in there, put the code in, I got it all set up, and yeah, it locked my phone in. Yeah. Was not impressed. So I had to wait till everybody left pretty much, and then security came over and got it out for me. But I will say this. I got this wicked t-shirt. It's got the Oilers logo, you know. Gotta go with the good hockey teams. And then I also picked up one of the KO duct tape shirts. The ones where it looks like the KO's duct taped. I'm not wearing that tonight. And then, of course, I had a choice between this one, the Alexa Bliss, and the Bianca Belair one. And frankly, if you guys watched Turnbuckle Talk yesterday, I'm sort of in, what's the word? I agree with Ed Fries there that Mandy might be the better champion than what Bianca is right now, in my opinion. I think Bianca's got a lot of opportunity to get there, but if I had to pick between the two, I'll definitely take Alexa right now for her. She's almost like, well, I'm not going to compare technical ability between Alexa Bliss and Bryan Danielson, but I will sort of compare character with them. More the fact that they've gotten their major character breakthrough and now they're just settling into the roles that they're at. And the only difference is without the matches that she's not getting right now, like she's getting tags with Asuka, yes, but without singles matches, she can't really define the fact that she's just a really good wrestler. So that's my controversial take for the night. I hope. Well, maybe I'll throw another few others later, but either way, how was your guys' week so far? I know we haven't chatted a whole lot here this week, at least since Sunday. Parker with a DDT on the outside. That was pretty cool. You get a 4-day weekend, so that's cool. Yeah, we in Canada here, we actually get a 4-day weekend starting on Friday. So Friday is now, well, September 30th. Look at Cesaro, like seriously. Thought he was going to do a Razor's Edge. Nope, he's just carrying him out of there like a sack of potatoes. He actually did it uniquely because he held him by his back instead of his front. That's got to hurt like hell. This won't take long now. There you go. And he wants to make sure there's a tap out. Yep. Just... I'm trying to be very generic while I'm doing this right now because I can understand where you guys are... Like, how far ahead am I right now, to be honest? Get you guys your points back here. Because right now, about 10 seconds, I can sort of fix that here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Now I'll try and keep it a little further behind here for that. Yours been okay. Got turned down for a job I was hoping I would get and was very much qualified for. It sucks. For every 50 jobs you apply for, you get 2 interviews. And then out of those 2 interviews, you might get a second interview if you're lucky. Keep fighting at it. You know, good people always get good things. It's one thing I keep trying to believe as much as possible here. And you just got to keep pushing on. That's basically like, I hate to say it because, you know, we got everybody right now dealing with the hurricane, then tropical storm, whatever you're going to end up getting. But you just got to push on. I like how the champs in AEW consistently wrestle. Yeah. Heard the rumors that Zuckerberg renting out the facility for the UFC fight card this weekend and it's being closed to the public. I haven't heard about that. It wouldn't surprise me though. If Zook can make a quick buck, I don't really think that it's going to be that much. much of a surprise to anybody here. Dark, you've been picky about job applications, picking and choosing. Yeah, I mean, sports, of course, when you've been self-employed for over 2 years now, there's a difference between having to work or wanting to work. And if you want to work, then you can be picky. If you have to work, you can't necessarily handle that. So, but once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's come in here tonight. We had a ton of people show up here just as the show got going, so I didn't get a chance to say hello to everybody. Once again, good to see everybody here. Stream schedule's been all over the place this week. Since I've been on holidays for most of the last 2 weeks. I'm hoping to stream both tomorrow and Friday. Saturday as well. If we can get all 3 streams in before I go back to work on Sunday, it would be a real bonus. Tomorrow it depends. I have to go get the glass replaced on my work phone. So I'm hoping to stream tomorrow afternoon so we can watch the Thursday nighter, because it's the team that I hate versus the team everybody else hates. The Bungles and the Dolphins. So I just want to see I want to see the Bengals win that one, just for the fact that Miami can lose it, so my Bills can get back up into a tie for first place this weekend. And then Friday night, like I mentioned earlier, Love Wrestling CA on Twitch here is having a live show at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Eastern. So I'm going to try and do another afternoon stream there as well. So, and then Saturday, well, we'll see. It's been a crazy time. And next week, we're going to get back a little bit more into regular schedule. Biggest issue when you get on... Here's a question for you guys. When you're on holidays, what do you find is the biggest difference that happens to your schedule in a day? Because I found the biggest thing for me, and it actually has cut down my productivity like about a third about what I wanted to do this week. I'm always finding myself staying up till like 1 in the morning when I'm normally in bed, probably around, Jagger, I'm the same way here. I try to get to bed at a decent time normally on normal days. Like most nights I'll be in bed 10, 11 o'clock, somewhere in there, but I'm usually up till, but this last week I've been up till like 1 in the morning, and whether it's editing, whether it's playing video games, whether it's just watching YouTube videos. And I found, like today, I actually got to my desk here to do some work at 11 o'clock. Then I realized I didn't have breakfast yet, so I had to take care of that too. So I'm hoping to get everything a little bit more back to schedule here. Probably starting on Friday, I would think. So if you guys didn't hear the big controversy, which I'm like I said, when it comes to the internet, they can be great, but it can be a cesspool too. Tony Khan sent out an email to all his staff this week, as well as sent out a tweet about it. Any talent that wasn't able to make it is just able to just didn't have to come to the show tonight. So the fact that we're getting all these like little production segments as we go along pretty much sums that up for me here. Oh God, here we go. Bunch of moves to Florida when everything was in Jacksonville. Yeah, that's exactly it. it makes sense what he did. It's just everybody's being so controversial because Tony put it out in a tweet. I'm like, if you want a message to get out, you send it out. If it's nothing that's personal information, why the hell not? Wow. This is the best promo I think I've ever heard out of Wheeler Yuta. I love that Wheeler is giving out every complaint that I have had on an MJF promo for the last, 2 years now? That every MJF promo is like, you gotta love the Mets jersey, just a classy touch. You know what would even be better for that jersey? Is if it was a 99 Judge Mets jersey. If they could do that, that would be chef's kiss right now and just literally piss everybody off. Oh God! So they're gonna have a fight over Tony Schiavone. But you're not on my level. Schiavone on a... No, it's a forklift, Zodiac. It's not it. When it's a human, it's a forklift. Because I don't want to bring up any weird jokes about, preferences and whatnot. When you talk about pole matches for guys. I love when they say I'm holding the microphone. It's just... So that means I'm supposed to boo you a little extra at this point? CM Punk isn't here. Oh, the ECW chant. You gotta love it. See, here it comes. See, here it comes. I wonder if Trips is watching at home. I love this. I love this out of Yuta. Yuta's got a character. Yuta actually has a character. Oh, you brought the gun club. Oh. I believe we're going to be seeing an FTR presence here momentarily. And then, of course, no, you're not going to get it. Okay, going to Washington next week. Why would you cheer the comment bad things happen in Philadelphia? Where's FTR? FTR's coming out, guaranteed here. Darth Mick, I'll get to your comment in a second. Really? I thought for sure we'd get an FTR sighting out of that. Okay, so I guess we aren't. Why would you cheer bad things? This is where I've always gone with the. Sorry, I just heard. Oh, they're just talking about DC there. They're awfully problematic and should be addressed. This is the ECW crowd coming here for this show. They want to be known as people that do bad things. And the Broad Street Bullies, they are bad people. Yeah, it's the whole NWO theory. Bad things are cool when they happen to people they don't like. Their faces, though, yep. That's why I thought FTR would be coming out to take out the Gun Club. Because they had that little pat, that little dispute, that little argument last week on Dynamite. I think they had a match on Rampage, but I'm not sure. But I know that the Gun Club wants to take on FTR for the ROH tag titles. But yeah, this is... it's interesting to see how everybody... how this storyline's coming around. But honestly, Wheeler Yuta... Like, I don't know if we've ever seen Wheeler Yuta come out with that kind of fervor before. That any kind of chutzpah. Any kind of... how do I put this? Any kind of over-the-top personality. And I'm here for it. I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm looking forward to it. He had fire to his promo. Yeah, like it almost felt like he believed every word he said as he went along. And the fact that I think that people are starting to let some of these guys know, hey, you got to step your promo game up because we got a lot of guys in the back that want this TV time. And if you're not going to do something with it, we're not going to push you. And Wheeler, I think, got into that situation here. So just a heads up, ahead of this matchup, so we get even here, I am going to run the ads because they're going to run about 2 minutes into the match, so I might as well run them down. The first minute or so of best promo I've heard from Yuta. I noticed they're really leaning on Black Coat Combat Club. There might be some kind of fight like that, but I don't think you have to get that big. But yeah, Jagger, I'll go with you on that there. That I think the fact that we thought it was so generic was the mere fact that it was that that's all that he's been doing. That's all that Wheeler's been doing, is just these generic promos that don't get anything over. So next week we get Jay Lethal killing Darby. Wow, those are some serious staples from that match on Friday. Or last Wednesday, I guess it would be, was when it was taped. But Darby versus Lethal could be really good. Trying to go for the respect angle there? That's weird. Or just trying to prove it. Welcome back, everyone who's been on the commercial break here. We're just literally getting into the next, just starting the next match. I gotta start. All right, here we go. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get it running. This match feels super early. I think they want to put Bandido and Jericho, since it is a title match. They want to put it as the main. I can always hope that Storm and Deeb are the main, but let's just face it. And sorry, just as a requirement.
I hate this fucking song.
Maybe Serena promos the end? I don't know. I think they're going to do that at the top of the hour. If I had to do the math for in how the show's going to be spaced out, you want your high points at the top of the hour. And I think for popularity's sake, I think that'll be actually at the 7 o'clock hour. Or 9 o'clock hour for you guys in the East Coast. Guy in the sign in the background. I need a release. I just thought of this, guys. All right, let's throw this in the chat. You know what? This might get interesting. So please, I ask you to be tasteful when you say this. And I know I'm saying this to wrestling fans. Yeah, Juice is married to Toni, so this works out really well for them. What's a phrase you could put on a sign that if you're not a wrestling fan will completely send you the wrong way? Like that one there, I need a release. You can put your mind in the gutter on that one all you want. But for wrestling, we know exactly what that means. When Mox stepped up on that step to the crowd, he tweaked his ankle a bit. Yeah, I think so. He's been working hard for weeks now. Scissor me daddy ass. Well, yeah, that's probably the most obvious one right now. That's a good call, Jagger. I'll give you that one. Like, basically anything involving Billy Gunn will be included in that list. You got Scissor Me Daddy Ass, Kiss My Ass, All About That Ass. And, of course, you got Rock Hard Juice Robinson there. I'll allow that, Zodiac. Sorry, I had to get the pound the ass. To be honest, I don't think that sign would actually be going up in the arena. I think that's one of those they'd take down. But like I said, anything to deal with that, let's throw that out of there now. We got that one taken care of. I'll give you your complimentary rim shot for that. I love Moxley on that point. Oh, God, not again. AE freaking W, got to stop pulling this garbage. Nobody cares about MJF right now. Because you're going to start turning him into Austin Theory, and let's not do that. MJF's got a good thing going right now. They want you to know that he's there watching, scouting. It's a very subtle storytelling, yeah. Do it at the end of the match. Like, I'll tell you right now, if they would have started pulling that when I was at Raw yesterday, I wouldn't have been able to watch half the show. Just because I was so far up, I would say a good half of the show I watched on the screen. Because it's just that hard to see stuff, like when you're trying to look down at that angle right in front of you. A lot of that stuff's hard to see when you're down there, so. There you go, there's another sign. I'll give you one. Oh, yeah, right there. Like I said, I love my community. You know, we're weird, but we're also good weird. It's always good. And I'll be the first to say that I'm the one that's weird here more than anybody. Zodiac, I wouldn't go that far. I don't think we'd see that one. Oh, wow. They're going quick here. Oh. I found it weird tonight that they've been, like, when I watched Moxley's Death Rider, it used to be more of a solid DDT. Oh, wow. Cannonball into the guardrail. All right, we're back to picture in picture once again. Great. Me and my wife are here for the trios. All right, I'll give you that one. I love how they're letting Juice get a little bit of getting a little bit more than a little feel in this match and taking control of it. But you got to feel for Mox. I think we all can agree that, you know, Mox got a real raw end of the deal because he said more than once that he was supposed to, after he lost to Punk, he was supposed to be taking some time off to heal up. And, you know, he just literally moved back to Cincinnati and with Renee, and they got the kid. And the early years of having a kid, that's when it's most important to be around as a father, right? So, oh, there's the cut. I'm not even supposed to be here today. I gotta love it. I'll be honest, I haven't seen Clerks. I am just as bad as Adam Blank when it comes to movies. There was a stretch, well, even now, outside of Marvel movies and sports themed movies, I probably haven't seen a whole lot, so. But I do know the reference because I've been told the reference before. I feel like, whoa. That sucks with that beard, all the blood sticking to the beard like that. That's actually pretty nuts if you ask me. Hard shots back and forth here for, oh. And Moxley just going out after the second. Normally it's a little bit of a trade-off. But it was funny, actually, sitting at Raw. Two things. One, I'm surprised that people don't talk about this more. And I noticed it when I was at the show. You know how we got the White Rabbit thing going on for it, right? However, the other thing I noticed is somebody was playing around with the lights. Like, they have their light rigging over the top of the ring. And normally during matches, it stays stagnant. It doesn't move. They don't change colors. Just a plain, either whatever they have set and they leave it. Throughout the entire night, it was just random how they were just playing around with it. Randomly, red lights would go off. Certain white lights would go off, then go on later. It's almost as if somebody was sitting there with a button and pressing it all the time and just randomly playing with it. And I'm really surprised people aren't picking. Well, I am, and I'm not surprised, because if you're down on the floor, you won't notice that stuff. Because most of the lights that were affected were over top. Like, you could easily see them being turned off over top of where we were. And the other thing is, while you're sitting at Raw, you don't get the TV feed, right? So you don't know when... Oh, Jesus. Now Juice is good. Yeah. MJF giving the same response I would have there. But yeah, when we're sitting there, we're watching the live feed, and they don't show you when the commercials are. Like, occasionally they'll give you some stuff on the Jumbotron or the Titantron, whatever the hell you want to call it. Moxley just going nuts here. Looks like he's losing a little bit of weight, apparently. Oh, they're going for the clothesline respect spot. This hurts like a mother. Gun stun. I'm surprised they didn't call it straight out a gun stun right there. Like, I know you don't want to call it a diamond cutter or anything like that, but Carl Anderson would be proud if you call it that move. Or Tamatonga. Shout out to the potential next IWGP World Champion. I love this matchup here, like the way these guys are going at it. It's telling a hell of a story as we're going along here. Oh, here we go. Nope. Holy crap. Okay. I would love to see one of these eliminator matches when the challenger actually wins, and then he still has to go through that feud to get to the next feud that they already have booked. It's like in a video game where you accidentally you lose a match in a storyline, you have to go play this other side game to get back to it. It happens quite a bit in fighting games where you lose your rank, and then on a loss, then you have to fight. The Regal knee. Holy crap, that was like... That was an out of nowhere armbar. Want to thank the two people in the chat that won 5 points each. or some ratio of that. So yeah, I guess he gets a week off next week. Is that what we were saying here? Oh, here comes Paige. I don't think this works with the world title. I loved it when Cody wrestled indie wrestlers for the TNT title. It's the same concept, but you have to be established to get a shot for the Eliminator, right? They just want a chance to challenge Cowboy Blank. Speaking of White Rabbit, what's your favorite? Who's it going to be build up in wrestling? White Rabbit, GTV, the answer's the code. All right, I'll get to you in a second, Jagger, with that one. I don't see him doing it in Cincinnati, to be honest. Oh, yes. Yes. MJF's an idiot. I love it. I love it. Into the couch. It's funny, this is MJF's booth, yet there's no champagne, there's no fancy bottles, and the indie wrestlers are trying to get them separated. It ain't working. Could you imagine being those fans right there? I love it. Yuta there literally kicking at him as they're bringing him up. Why would you wear a David Cone jersey, of all people? Like, hell, go with a Noel Syndergaard or something, just, remind everybody when Noel was still good. Or Noah, sorry. Can we add the Glacier build? You know what? Glacier was a good one. I'll give you that. The best one for me was the return of the last one for the Return of the Taker, because everybody thought it was going to be Bray Wyatt or somebody else, it was going to be Jericho, and it ended up being, Sting. That's what they thought it was going to be at that point. Rather than, just being Taker. Rumor was prior to WrestleMania 31 that it was actually Sting for that spot, but it ended up being the Undertaker there, right? Darth Mick's going with the countdown clock. I like it for the fact that it was at a perfect time for that kind of thing, because everybody knew people were moving back and forth. And if you were smart enough to know that Jericho was moving... Sorry, I see a cereal commercial up here, and I want to make sure I mute it because, we're actually giving you a discount for cereal down below. If you check the panel or go ! Magic Spoon, get you $5 off a box of lovely sugar-free cereal with proceeds here to help me out. And I'm going to throw one plug out right now. Sorry, guys. I'm always full. Rest in peace, Coolio. Yeah. Well, you guys get a different feed than I do here for that. Taz and WWF. Jagger, I'll go with that, except for the fact there was no build-up to that. All the build-up was internal. Everybody in New York knew what was going on. Everybody in Philly knew what was going on. But the rest of the WWE universe, and I use quotes at that time because it wasn't really a universe yet, they didn't really know much about Taz. Unless you were a tape trader and knew about ECW. But that pop in the Garden, my God. And the fact that Lawler went crazy there for the tap out. I was just throwing it up there again. Like I said, I hate plugging stuff, but I'm going to plug it anyway. Just a reminder that September ends this Friday. So it is 25% off all gifted subs. So if you're feeling generous, or if you have two people that want to sub and you know each other, you can gift each other one and save yourself some money here. And you're going to see a lot of improvements coming up here over the next few months here once again. So they actually didn't run any of those prior to his arrival. As far as I could tell, I've been trying to look back through the archives here of Raw, and it's just been a lark. I've been just going through a few of those lately, and because truth be known, guys, I'll just throw this out there. During the Attitude Era, that's the one gap I have not been. I wasn't able to watch live as a kid, well, young adult, because frankly, I was on the streets for most of that time. Right around, I would have to say, the fall of '97 until the spring of '99, I was in and out of places where there was no TV because there was no power, because I didn't own anything. So I'm trying to catch up on. I'm like, there's not much to catch up on. I know all the pay-per-views and whatnot, and I've seen them. I got DVDs and VHSs of them here still. Yes, I do own VHS. I'm that old. But catching up on the Raws, like I said, I didn't think I saw too many of those orange and black barbed wires unless they got edited out somehow. All right, let's see if my prediction's correct about the top of the hour thing here. Oh, they're doing more promo segments. You could okay. There were a few teasers. Okay, you know what? I'll give it that. One thing I will say for modern wise, that crowd was chanting "We want Taz," but in New York, like, it was just perfect. That night at the Rumble, the opening match, Kurt Angle could not get his promo out without having him interrupted with this big "We want Taz" chant. Well, I called it. They were going to do this promo at the top of the hour, which this is about as close to the top of the hour as they were going to get here on this, because I got a feeling that Mox might have went a little long once again. Gotta admit, she looks in great shape right now. A lot better shape than what you saw, like, over the past few years, right? Depression is a hell of a drug, and that drug might turn into anorexia. You just wear yourself away when you don't feel like you got anything to fight for, anything to work for. So, but I will correct, unless Meltzer's wrong, which, like I said, we have to start taking journalists a little more grain of salt. Saraya's not clear to compete, and that was a mistake I made from last week. So I wonder what's going to be going on here. She's been waiting to pop that one off for a while. Like I mentioned last week, this is a key person in their in the progression of AEW, I think. Yeah, actually, she was the one that started the Divas Revolution. She screwed the promo up there, but that's okay. I was the Revolution here. No, you were the Revolution there. Watch Fighting My Family or that. You don't know anything about Saraya? Never seen her on TV. All right. Nice. I love this. I love this. So, if you didn't know, like, go back into the archives of NXT. Paige and Emma were pretty much the standard bearers to get everything started going into the Divas division in WWE, and really started to turn it from a showcase to a spotlight, if that makes sense. I know Astrid and Melball will be coming up with that during their ladies wrestling spotlight. If I have any control over anything, which I don't, I want to get one episode where they just basically go into the history of women's wrestling as part of it. Like, I know they want a spotlight now, but for us to remember about the future, we got to talk about the past. So, anyway. I wonder if Soraya's going to eat her words when Thunder Rosa comes out there, because she's not. Interim champion. Interim. This reminds me when Stephanie introduced Sasha, Charlotte, and well, excuse me, is that Penelope? Is that Penelope? Holy crap! And that face is broken. Oh, there's a shot. Wow! That just cut to the curb real simple. Well, good luck to the censors right now.
Toni Storm, you know what? I respect you. I don't like you, but I do. And I had really high hopes for you when you first got here. You just couldn't keep yourself away from all the problematic people in wrestling, right? They're always in your corner. In fact, last week, you both knew that that title was mine for the taking. So you and your new little
Now, I wonder what's going to happen with Jamie on this right now.
out of the equation, and yet again, I'm a conspiracy victim. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here tonight, Tony, because you've got quite the match on your hands. Serena Deeb is one of the most coldly calculating wrestlers on the planet. And you're damn lucky you're not wrestling
I love the fact that they're trying to kill her with a Jamie Hayter chant.
And Jamie will have her shot after Serena Deeb does. One misstep from you, Tony, when you're in the ring with the professor. One misstep from you.
But let's think about this, guy. We're already at 10 minutes with the ladies in here. They could be getting a full half hour here. Plus the match too. Finally, some time. They literally could get a full half hour between the promo and the match. So
Your 5 seconds of fame is over. Stop the music for a second. You know, I haven't been around very long in AEW, but I do have eyes and I do have ears. I didn't realize that you guys like to get onto some funky stuff. So how about, since I talked to Tony backstage, it's so good to have a boss to actually finally listen to me.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We decided we're gonna make this match a lumberjack match.
Nice.
For the championship.
There's still a bunch of heels that could come out here, but there's the prediction for you guys and girls. Feel free to throw it in. How much longer is TK gonna ignore the hater love? You gotta let that build. It's gonna be to the point where they're absolutely going to, like, everybody's dying for it. The key to a good build, and this is something I've learned dealing with bookers all the time, you want to keep things going. You want to get the anticipation up. You want to get the anticipation up higher, higher, higher. All of a sudden to the point where people are starting to not care about it. Just a bit. It's a fine little line there where they think, okay, well, damn, they're not going to do this. And then once that happens, you pop it off and everybody just boom through the roof for it. And yes, I understand slow builds are not the norm, especially when you've been watching a WWE product, because, well, frankly, they run 13 pay-per-views a year, so they have to have their storylines a lot more compact. But I come from a time when wrestling, like, you had 4 months, 3 to 4 months to prepare your storylines for the main event. So slow builds are more than fine. Hell, one of the greatest rivalries in wrestling during the Golden Age went over 2.5 years of a build. Sorry, it was a year and a half. Sorry. The Mega Powers leading into WrestleMania 5. It actually went through WrestleMania 4 to get to WrestleMania 5. I appreciate those slaps on Serena there, but just seems like you're just doing a smack instead of a chop there. Nice reversal. Yeah, there you go. There's another one. Sting and Hogan was over a year. That's probably the best one you could see during the Attitude Era was that one. Then the only other one I could think of is maybe Cena Rock going in between 27 and 28 when they announced it on the first night and just let it. But that really doesn't even count because they waited 9 months and then all of a sudden picked it up at the Rumble, right? But yeah, like I said, I'm just happy that the women are getting time right now. Paige on commentary. You got what? You got 10 women out there right now? Well, let's face it, that ending, the only reason that ending was crap is because that whole Bret Hart screw up there at the end. The payoff was horrible because two different people told Bret Hart what to do. One said it was going to be a fast count, one said it was going to be a normal count, and then all of a sudden nobody kicked out and Bret just randomly started the match for no reason. So whatever way works there. But no, I personally feel that if you can subtly build something over a long period of time, yes, fans get upset. But there's a difference between being upset because they don't want something and being upset because they do. If you give them a little bit of a tease, just a tiny bit, just a tiny little piece of what you want out of that, then when you pay it off, it just feels that much sweeter. And I get it. We've had some points where even in AEW, they've done the long one here. Hope you enjoyed the show, but me and the girlfriend aren't even going to watch this week. Nothing interesting in it, just not a great program. We'll probably just watch Wrestling Open tomorrow, maybe something over the weekend to get Wrestling Fix instead. Fair enough, Necro Eric. Honestly, the cards actually turned out into something decent. I do know that they did have to cut back the... we're not getting 100% of what they planned on, merely because Hurricane Ida has prevented a bunch of wrestlers from coming in. So who knows what's supposed to be fit in for the full show. We're getting this women's match here, which we're enjoying, and then we got Jericho and Bandido for the main event. So I think that's probably all we're going to get today. But either way, I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. I could see where some things might not get interesting to some people, but to me, I find this is a decent show. I love that counter on the hip attack. Just duck under is the way it should be. Nice reversal. So who's getting what here now at this point? Stump puller. So if you haven't seen this move before, it's called a stump puller because literally you're pulling the arms out of the socket like you're trying to pull a stump out of the ground. Oh, no. Did counter, but didn't counter. I like that, Tony. It's like Excalibur actually got caught on a wrestling move. Well, that's a good old-fashioned headbutt. Oh, and there's Jamie Hayter grabbing the leg, pulling her out. Oh, God, here we go. All right, here we go. Cat fight! Is Layla Hirsch injured or just not in AEW anymore? I haven't seen, like, I know she was working a lot with NWA, but I haven't seen anything of her in a while. So she very well could be injured. I'm not 100% sure. Let me do a quick check while we're... Okay, so she has confirmed she is injured right now. During a match taped in April. Torn ACL. So she had her surgery in May, so probably looking at January. That Saraya promo sucked. You know what, Andre, to be honest, it was more the message than how it was delivered. And the fact that we're getting 30 minutes of women on the show, 30 minutes straight, I'm going to consider that a win anyway. Darthwick, you always loved the single leg crab. Yeah, the old Canadian crab, as we call it up in these parts, of course. Shout out to Lance Storm on that one. But the Serenity Lock, it has that extra arm trap in there. How you doing tonight, sir, by the way? Didn't hear from you tonight yet. Oh, look out. What we got? What a pile driver. That's like a cactus driver. You're fine? Hope the day's gone well for you, sir. I hope the day's gone well for everybody here. I know for a lot of people it's really tough right now. Always just got to take as much positivity out of it as you can. Thought there might actually be a possibility of a new champ. But yeah, no way. Jesus! Spike pile driver from the top. Yeah, that's going to work. I feel the Saraya promo could have been executed better, but I do appreciate her spotlighting the women's division when they could have had the spotlight all for herself. I think that's what she's here for. She's here to get all the women over. Because like I was mentioning, we talked about it earlier. Apparently, according to Meltzer, she can't work right now. So National Scissoring Day next Wednesday.
Bring your signs. That's right. Bring your big scissors. That's right. We're gonna do the chant all night long. You know why? Because everyone loves the Acclaim, and we've got more because on Friday night, your forever champs get an open contract to defend these titles, baby.
Wow. Yeah, this promo was, well, it looks like Billy's just, or they're trying to put a little bit of dissension between the two of them, right? Zodiac's gonna watch scissoring content all day. Brutus the Barber Beefcake confirmed for Dynamite next week. All I can say is I hope Tony doesn't pay him in advance. Because we all know in Canada what happens when you pay Brutus in advance. It's like in the Simpsons movie. Hi, I'm Tom Hanks. The U.S. government has lots of credibility, so I'm here to lend some of mine. Tom Hanks with Soraya and U.S. government at AEW Women's Division. Yeah. Like I said, Soraya's first promo in the ring, I'm not going to call that A+. I'll call that somewhere in the C range. But the mere fact that you had, and Soraya said it during the match, you have 8 women out on the outside plus 2 in the ring. That's more of a spotlight they've had on since Dynamite's been created here. So, as far as I'm concerned, and the fact that right now it's 7:30, we got pretty much between 25 and 30 minutes of women's wrestling time. Yeah, and I saw Judge got a home run in the 7th inning. Of course, he would have to do it against the Blue Jays, and Michael Kay is probably rubbing it in Vladdy's face right now, so. Sorry, I just got this email and I just laugh. You just want your Mariners to look good again? Honestly, Darth, I think the way things are going right now, Seattle's probably going to end up getting that 6th seed and having to go to Cleveland to take on the Guardians, and that's a hell of an opportunity. Because if you guys want a chance to get in right now, I think that'd be a hell of a lot easier chance to get into that playoff round, the divisional round, than going through the Tampa Bay Toronto lineup. Because Cleveland has looked, well, in the words of MJF, mid for the last while. So if you can get by them, I do believe you're going to end up taking on New York. No, actually you take on Houston because you'd be the lower seed. Oh, what the hell? This is where we get the private party face turn. What the hell is with Hardy's nose? There's an online store called Baseballism that just released a Ken Griffey Jr. collection. Cool. All right, we got a jobber match, so no points on the line here for this. And yeah, we might get a Hardy party out of this. And then Butcher and Blade looks like a modern Meng and Barbarian. I don't think they're big enough to qualify for those two. You want to bet on enhancement talent? Yeah, but you got enough points that you're going to last forever here. Oh, a commercial on TBS this week used the term the Hardys. It was probably already recorded, so. And this isn't an enhancement talent. This is Eli Isom out of ROH. Of course, Excalibur says that about 3 seconds after I did here. Talk about slow builds. Ricky Starks is doing it right, or Hobbs. I think Ricky is just doing it naturally right now, right? Oh, that's gotta suck. That cover's gotta suck. You can even see Isom, grabbing his chest after that. That bonsai drop for the pin. Woo! Private Party, Acclaim, Butcher, and Blade. Three-way champion. Nice. Willow and Jamie. Hook. Yeah, they're loading up Friday again, as always. My God, the way they're spitting through these matches. What did you think of Action Bronson? He had some good. You know what? What they did with Action Bronson is pretty much what you would do with a celebrity big man. Get him in, let him have a few spots. That's what they did. They made Shaq look good. He took a few tackles. They ended up having to do a super shoulder tackle to put him through a table, and you made Shaq look like $1 million. He was better than Snooki. I think that's by default. So we're getting Garcia and Danielson against Jericho and Guevara. And yeah, this is working out perfect. That picture of Christian reminds you of Paul Ellering. I can see where you're going with that. Let me get this last prediction up for you guys here for tonight. And we're going to go. I'm going to throw it up to 15 minutes for you guys just because it's one of those in between times right now. Is ROH going to get its own show? Here's my whole thinking on the whole ROH show coming up. I think Jericho stays champion until they actually get a new show put together for ROH. Not only because he is a very safe champion that, he's got that reputation. Like, say what you want about Jericho, And there's always opinions about the best ever. You have to admit that Chris Jericho has to be in that conversation. Whether he's your number one, that's totally up to you. But the Ocho does have to be part of that compilation there of top people in wrestling, period. The fact that he gets and the fact he can put the feather in his hat that he is going to be the champion going into AEW and ROH, that is going to be a promo spot he can live with forever. And I bet you he went to Tony Khan and said he wanted to do it. And that's why he's got the championship right now. Because I could totally see Claudio, my apologies, I should swear at myself for doing that. Claudio Castagnoli would be more than fine to be in this spot right now. But I guarantee you Jericho asked for it because he wanted to have that Ocho, the eighth reign. Because if you look at it, Flair was a 16-time champion, right? Or 18 or 19 or whatever you want. But Jericho's been the heavyweight champion in every promotion that he's been in. And he's also been around a lot longer than Flair has, I think. One thing I will say about Jericho, I think Jericho's smart enough. Not ECW, okay. I don't think either one of them had ECW. But didn't Jericho have a cup of coffee in ECW too? Or was he straight into WCW when he came in from Mexico and Japan? I thought he was part of that crew that went in with Benoit Guerrero Mysterio that had a little bit of time in ECW before they moved on to WCW. Okay, that was... Jericho didn't get the ECW when he was there. Okay. Oh, he was there after the crew. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, everything was great. So why the hell did Jericho send himself over the top rope like he did? Not sure anyone has been as good as Jericho. Jericho at 50? Yeah, I'll totally agree with you on that. Because he's the Ocho. Yeah, I totally get it, Andre. When you talk about the Mount Rushmore wrestlers, it's so wide open based on your interests and what you like and what you approve of in wrestling. But you got to admit, no matter which way you go, whether it goes athleticism, whether it goes story, whether it goes charisma, Jericho's got to be on every list somewhere. It's like if you had that, like, for example, when you and Melball did your episode on the PWI 500 and your lists, which, by the way, everybody, make sure you check it out on Andre Melball's Wrestling Chat YouTube channel. On Backbreaker video coming up this Friday. You just have to look at these lists and say that, one person's list isn't going to be the same as the other, but there's got to be a certain group that have to be up in that top echelon. And yeah, like Andre mentioned in the chat here, Jericho, Antonio Inoki, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair is the only answer, and I don't agree with you on all of that. Don't know if Jericho has the mainstream love like Hogan, Austin, Rock, and see exactly. Like, he's my favorite ever, but I think that is more important. like you said, like if you're going to go 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're going to have different answers all the way across the board. Like everybody's going to be all over the place here. But once you get into like 10 or 12, you're pretty much going to have the same people, just in different spots. Because there is that upper crop of talent that you cannot deny. What I'm saying is, when you get into like that dirty dozen of the best wrestlers ever that put the work in, you got to have Jericho on that list. Never cared for Ric Flair. That's exactly what I mean. Like, some people didn't like the Ric Flair style because it's very formulaic. It's exactly what the NWA refers to. And it's that old school wrestling. There you go. Inoki revolutionized Japan. Hogan's the biggest superstar of all time. Ric Flair is undoubtedly the greatest. See, and with Flair, I will not say greatest. I'll say smartest, but I won't say greatest. To rip off the NES draft, I wonder how an all-time draft would go. I've been thinking about something like that, but I heard somebody else might be doing some drafting stuff, so I want to hold off, and I got to talk to that gentleman first because I want to make sure. While I appreciate not ripping off people, that's an idea for Chop Talk. I was actually thinking of an entire fantasy show, but you know what? If you guys want to run with it. Jericho's not even fully up. It is pretty impressive, though. The core strength here on Bandido is absolutely amazing. That is pretty damn amazing, if you ask me. Like, a lot of those lists are going to be determined on what your experiences are in wrestling. You couldn't do that, Zodiac? Oh, come on. Yeah, that's incredible. That's what I was saying. Like, and to be perfectly honest, I think it's more difficult to actually hold Jericho in that position sideways. That's what more I was referring to. Because basically, when you have him straight up, there's a less shifting of position there for it. Bandido's just got to follow up here. I don't know. Yeah, there's incredible strength by both men to do that. Like, and especially a lot more by Bandido, right? See, AEW can do any kind of package they want to try and get these fans to care about Bandido. Bandido's got to do something like that to get the people to remember him by. And I didn't say it before, but I really appreciate how Ribicani is calling the match here, too. Did that graphics just say Battle of the Belts next Saturday? No. I believe that's actually... They were showing something in Indiana, that's all. Riccaboni, yeah. Jericho's greatest quality is how he's willing to put over lower people on the card. Can't think of many, if any, of his caliber that wouldn't be. And that's one thing that, like Zodiac, there's another one. What are they going to do here with the... Whoa! Okay. Yeah, you're 50 years old and you're taking a bump like that? Seriously. Like, that's the thing, like you were talking about, Zodiac, with the fact that Jericho is willing to put over a guy like Bandido here on this, just simply like taking a Hurricane Rana to the outside onto the Folius. Like, he made Orange Cassidy just over a year ago by dumping himself in a bath of champagne and orange juice. Well, that's what they said it was supposed to be, but... Alright, I'll get the stretch in. You guys can see my nice Oilers shirt. Yeah, and I heard she had a real rough bump there on Rampage. I actually haven't watched Rampage at all this week. It's just been crazy here. I love this shirt, Andre, and, you know, it just shows that everybody doesn't have great taste all the time, so. Yeah, I was just about to hydrate myself, but I'll take it anyway, sir. Thank you. Just to let you guys know, there's about 2 minutes left in the poll, and right now, anybody that wants to put any money on Bandido, the odds are pretty good right now. It's 12,300 to 0. So... And once again, once we're done here, we're going to send you guys over to the Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots podcast. There's been a lot of wrestling for them to talk about here, so we'll let you guys enjoy the discussions of the week over there. And I will be back tomorrow sometime. Still deciding between... MLB and NBA, or it's not MLB, FIFA and NBA, between which way we'll go. A blue Raw shirt doesn't make any sense. It's got the red lettering and the Oilers colors, so it wants to look like a winner. So, sorry, Andre, can't help you. My apologies to all the Habs fans in the crowd, but, you know. All right, we're just into 8 minutes left here on... We're around 8 minutes. And for those that are wondering, yes, I did pause it mid-show for about 10 seconds just because I was really that far ahead. You know, that's a pretty cool sight there. The fact that Bandido might be bloody on the inside. And all it's doing is just showing up on the mask. Wow! That was a sharp bump. What is it with these wrestlers having to grab their gear all the time? Like, sorry to throw things off here a little bit, but guys, tighten your belts a little bit. I love that side in the crowd. They're justified "This is awesome" chant. Throwing a little shade at the Edmonton fans from Raw on Monday, I got a feeling. Going for that crucifix bomb. There we go. That's how you do it. You know, it would be nice to see Bandido pull this off, but... Oh, wow. Okay, nice counter. Into the walls. Yeah, it looks like Bandido's bleeding out of the mouth here. Wow, they're stretching this out for a long time. Yeah, he's going to keep his arms up until Aubrey actually gets up and takes him down. Aubrey's got to know that by now. She's done every one of his matches. So is he trying to do Blackpool Combat Club stuff? Because he just started doing the 12 to 6 boots there. Now the Cesaroplex. Or the Superman suplex, whatever you want to call it. Jericho should never go up to the ropes right now. It's just going to be a flying nothing, and that's about it. I don't know if it's a bloody nose or bloody mouth, one or the other. No way. How is Jericho even... Jesus! Like, seriously. Coolio is dead? Oh, damn. So you guys are actually serious about that. I didn't realize that. Don't say you're a video game wrestler. So is he actually going to get it this time? He got it. What? Wow. Jericho's giving everything to Bandido here. This is awesome. Yeah, that 21 plex. And again, this is where that ring of that code of honor comes in. Oh. There it is, Lion Tamer. It's going to get the tap out now. Yeah, I figured as much. But he's got to cheat to win again. You gotta love it when Chris Jericho raised Bobby Cruz's hand. He dropped the belt. Might not be able to feel his arm after some of those moves. Well, we got our main event. No way. He just nutmegged. Well, it looks like Bobby Cruz ain't going to make it to Toronto at this point. As we fade to black. Country of Toronto, well, that could be a slight shot at Toronto Maple Leafs fans, you know, because they think they're the center of the universe at the best of times. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now we got our main events, so Shadow to Cloud and Jupiter Vision should be very happy right now because they now know what they're going for. So